Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at Bitcoin, look at Ethereum, and we're just going to have a look at the overall market, see the bigger picture, alright? So first of all, I'm not saying anything's bottomed particularly here, but we are having a bit of a bouncy day, but we have had a particularly hard few days, basically hard week really, with Bitcoin price action. So let's just measure this price from top to bottom. That has so far been a 26.5% retracement. And it could quite easily continue down. I mean, we've not reclaimed any of these moving averages here. We're above the green 50, which is good. But generally speaking, it's just a bounce at the moment. It's just a bounce. What we're looking at here on some of these oscillators is potentially not really. In fact, the MACD is ever so slightly just had one single tick on the histogram to suggest that. We don't even need to see that. We know that we're going up. We can see that. So the way I'd start judging this one is going to be on the 4-hourly chart. That's how I'm going to treat this one for the moment. We're looking for a shift of trend on Bitcoin. We need to reclaim. Well, obviously we seem to have reclaimed already the center of the Bollinger Band. We need to also reclaim the green 50 exponential here and obviously get above this cloud. So we're talking about areas of around about 48,300 and getting above there, remaining above there for a prolonged period of time, or at least gaining support above there would be good. I'm not really expecting to see that today, unless Elon Musk tweets something, which I hope he doesn't, to be honest with you. We want to see organic movement, organic growth. We don't want all this crazy FOMO. So the shakeout may not yet be complete, but we've had a decent shakeout so far, but it could easily come down further than that. But for the moment, it looks okay. You go to the 4-hourly oscillators here. RSI extremely oversold there. We even formed higher lows on here, which to me suggests bullish divergence on the 4-hourly. So things are beginning to look positive here, but it'll be a slow grind, in my opinion, a slow grind. The interesting thing as well is that we look at the Dixie chart. The Dixie is also continuing with its march back up. So with the Dixie going up, Bitcoin going up, that's a good combination in a way. Dixie seems to have reclaimed center of the Bollinger Band and the green 50 exponential as well. So I think it's going to march itself all the way up to 91.6, where it did last time, and then we'll see if we find a rejection there. If we don't find a rejection, then the dollar is going to be stronger than we expected. Could easily come up to around about 92 and a half, maybe towards 93, but that remains to be seen. We have to see how we react to at least to between 91.4, 91.6. And the Bitcoin dominance chart is neither here nor there. It's hanging around in the middle. But one thing I want to bring to your attention is the Ethereum Bitcoin on the weekly here. So I made a little video on this last night. So this is going to help us understand what's going on with altcoins. And in my opinion, altcoins are at a significant low. And I started scaling back into them at a larger rate last night. When I basically saw this chart, really. So what we're looking at here, this is Ethereum on the weekly, starting all the way back in the end of 2019, really, where we found our bottom and we kept on finding support on this trend line. We had a couple of weeks where we dipped right below it, but then we regained it. So I'm not saying that it can't go lower, it has in the past, but this trend line seems to hold a decent situation. And the best thing about this chart is this. Alright, it's not perfect because the GQ span is in the price action there, it's not above it. But what we do have here is quite a nice, a very, it's undisputed cross above the cloud with the conversion baseline. On the weekly, that would usually mean a continuation of a trend from this point forward. Now, it's not perfect because this part of the GQ span is in the price action, so that's not what we want to see. But I will take 2 out of 3 confirmations as a good sign, and this should at this point have continuation. So essentially, that could have been the Ethereum low against Bitcoin. So it's actually looking, in my opinion, it's looking pretty good for Ethereum versus Bitcoin. So whatever Bitcoin wants to do, it's kind of neither here nor there. The important thing is looking at what Ethereum's doing against Bitcoin, and so this on this chart alone suggests that actually Ethereum is getting ready for a significant run at this point now against Bitcoin. So actually Ethereum is looking pretty good. It's looking really good here, but this is weekly, so these moves take a long time to play out. We bottomed every time we touch this trend line. It has taken several weeks for it to reach its top, and then obviously it comes all the way back down again. More than several weeks here, the best part of 6 months, I'd say, to reach its top, and then a full-on retrace back down to the trend line and below. We've just recently reached our peak and found ourselves back down on the trend line. So it's reasonable to assume over the next few months that we will end up having another big move up here against Bitcoin. So I like the way that Ethereum looks, and if I like the way Ethereum looks, it means that I have to by default like the way that all altcoins look, because Ethereum will dictate the health of the altcoin market. So this looks to me like the low is in versus Bitcoin and Ethereum. So putting that knowledge into practice, I have to assume that altcoins have also generally reached their low point, which is pretty exciting stuff. That also would tie into the fact that we have this death cross here on the Bitcoin dominance chart. And if we break down below this level here, and I've said this over and over and over again, this is the next level of alt season. I mean, a crazy super alt season. As soon as this gets broken down and we get rejected from it, alt season is going to take on a new level, and some of these alts are going to absolutely skyrocket, including Ethereum, I would expect, and I think Ethereum is probably going to lead it. And like I say, this is all done on daily and weekly chart time analysis, so I'm not saying if I press the button to buy alts today, which I will say, I probably will buy some here, but given what I've said about Bitcoin, we do need to reclaim this level that we're actually pushing up to right now, actually, on the 4 hourly. We're pushing up to it right now, around about here, 40, we're about less than $1,000 away, 48,200 or 300. Reclaiming there would be good for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going to be the distraction. Altcoins are going to take the lead, I would expect, over the next few weeks, unless, of course, we dump down further. But even so, if we did do that, I still think that the altcoins have got the upper hand when it comes to how much you'll get back. Not every altcoin, obviously. Not every altcoin. You have to judge them by the charts. Some of these charts are looking pretty terrible. Some of them are looking pretty good. So I just wanted to put it out there that from everything that I'm seeing right now on the weekly time frame over the next few weeks to a couple of months, alts look as though they're primed for another super rally, and so maybe buying down at these lows might be an okay idea. But I'm not a financial advisor, so you do your own research and do your own analysis. I'm talking about my plan particularly, and I'm getting pretty excited from the things I'm seeing and the signals that I'm seeing, basically basing it on the health of Ethereum versus Bitcoin on the weekly chart, and the Bitcoin dominance potentially breaking down from this level of support. And obviously the Dixie is we're all at the mercy of the Dixie. So last time we were rejected from here, I would like to see a rejection from there again, but if we do go up higher, that is not going to be good for anyone. Dollar values will certainly decrease, but we're not there yet. We'll have to wait and see. And if this stimulus package gets dished out to the American population, then that is going to seal the fate of the Dixie for a prolonged period of time, and I imagine we would break down below this level of support. We'll go down into the 80s, towards the mid-80s, over the rest of the year. I'm not talking about immediately, but over the rest of the year. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Subscribe to my channel. I've got a Patreon if you like, but my Telegram is free, and all the links are in the description of this video below. Take it easy.